Okay, hello guys. Let me see. All right, this is all we're gonna do today. Um, I don't know. I know most of you guys they're trying to take the Cisco CCNP certification. I already took the certification. That was I think 2 weeks ago. I took the last course, which was the troubleshooting, and then today I'll be teaching you ipv6 troubleshooting. So, if you go online, Cisco has made available the topology that you'll be seeing in the troubleshooting exams. Basically, this is the ipv4 layer 3 topology. This is the ipv6 layer 3 topology, and then this is the layer 2 topology. But today we will be concentrating on ipv6 layer 3 topology. We have 4 routers and 2 switches, but in our configuration, we're going to do something more than this. But yeah, like I said, if you go online and then you do a Google search on this, and the pictures, you definitely see this topology. There's so many topologies that people have created here and put it over there. To me, my advice is if you want to pass this troubleshooting exams, it's better for you to build your own topology, do the configuration yourself, put in the troubles yourself, and then troubleshoot them yourself. That way you get a better understanding of it, or like what to do when you get to the exam room. At least you familiarize yourself with the troubleshooting steps. So we're gonna develop our own topology based on this. We have area 12, area 0, area 34, and this whole section is running IP OSPF version 3 with AS number 6. Now the 2 switches, which is DSW1 and DSW2, and this side of R4 is running ripping with a rip zone. So we're going to configure what I did in our topology. We're going to add a PC here. The PC on this side, the PC connected to DSW1. So that our end of our topology, we should be able to ping from the PC to the R1 loopback interface. But also, if you look here closely, there's an IPv4 address connection between R3 and R4. Now this is to help you run the GRE. There's a GRE tunnel between R3 and R4, and then we're going to run the IPv6 address on top of this GRE. That's something simple. I think Cisco made it very simple. So with that being said, I think we're going to switch to the topology that we're going to build. Let me see. All right, there you go. This is the topology that we're going to build today. And then as you can see, I have all the addressing labeled out. You have R1 with the R1 loopback interface, R2 with a loopback, R3 with a loopback, R4 with a loopback. Now you have IPv6 GRE over IPv4. This is the address we're going to use for the serial numbers between R3 and R4, and this IPv6 address is what we're going to configure over the GRE time. So it should be pretty simple. This is what we are expected to do. We're going to configure IPv6 OSPF version 3 with process ID 6 between the routers, and then ripping, and then we're going to use rip area between DSW1, 2, and R4. Also, we have to configure redistribution on R4 to make sure all the routers, the route in rip will be seen in OSPF and vice versa as well. So like I said, our main aim is to make sure the PC here can ping the R1 loopback interfaces. This is a frame relay, so we're going to configure these routers over frame relay. Alright, okay, if you follow with me so far, I want you to open your GNS3 like I did mine here, and to get all these tools ready. I have my 4 routers, I have my frame relay, I have my PC, and then I have my 2 switches. So probably, let me name this, edit the text. Let me see, cancel. There you go. All right, this is DSW1. Okay, double click. I have DSW2. All right, so I have DSW1, DSW2. Now let's reposition them and then get our topology going. So if you have these things set up, just go along with me whilst we reposition these devices and then do the connection and then start our configuration. Just to also let you know, I'm using iTime instead of the normal terminal that the Mac gives. So my terminal will look probably different from yours. I mean, it does pretty much the same thing. It's up to you, you know. But all right, there you go. So we're gonna be switching like back and forth from the diagram I showed you, so that we can follow the address scheme. All right, let's do the connection now. Click on this side, and then let me go here first and the 0/0, and then this will go to 15. Let's hook 14 to 14. I'm gonna go now. I want to show you something. If you look here, from DSW1 to DSW2, and then there's DSW1 to R4, but in our topology we're going to do something different. If you look at this, I have this connection, and I'm going to put this connection too, make things a little bit complicated, so we can be able to put in more problems. So first turn is 0 to R4, Ethernet to 0, first Ethernet 0 to R4 to 1. All right, so there's one thing that we forgot to do to configure the frame relay switch, because we're going to use DLC numbers to configure frame relay switch. Now this is how the frame relay switch goes. If you look at the IPv layer 2 diagram, it goes from R1 to R2, from R2 to R3, from R3 to R4. There's no connection between R1 and R2. So that means that if R4 wants to talk to R1, it has to go through R3, R2, and R1. Okay, so that's exactly what we're gonna do here. So let's open our frame relay, right click, and then click on config. So we're saying port 1 from R1 with DLC 102 we'll go to port 2, from R2 to 201 we add. Now port 2 with 203 we'll go to port 3, R3, and that will come back to 302 and then add. Then we go to port 3, we'll go to 304, and port 4 will come back to 403. Alright, so this is all we need. That means R1 goes to R2, R2 goes to R3, R3 goes to R4. So if R4 wants to go to R1, it has to go through the same steps backwards. So we apply this, and we click OK. So now let's do a connection with the frame relay. So R1 serial 1/0 we'll go to 1, the 2 will go to R2 serial 1/0, the 3 will go to R3 serial 1/0, and the 4 will go to R4 serial 1/0. So this is all the connection that we need to do. Everything is set, and then what is left to do is for us to start our configuration. So I hope you have this diagram set and ready. So in the next video we're gonna do our configuration. All right, but for the time being, get your diagram ready, and then if you want to pause on this and then look at the addressing scheme and get familiarized with it, so that on the next video, we'll just be going back and forth, but it's not as much because I already know these addresses. So with that being said, get your topology ready. I'll see you in the next video.